Hello, and welcome to G Fun Facts Online, the show where we dive into the science that's shaping our future. Today, we're talking about something millions of people experience, but that remains deeply personal and often invisible: chronic pain. For so many, it's a relentless, daily battle. A battle that often leads down the path of opioid medications, which, as we know, come with their own heavy risks of addiction and side effects. But what if we could fight pain differently? What if, instead of a pill, the solution was a tiny, intelligent device inside your own body? A silent healer that doesn't just mask pain, but learns its language and whispers it away. Today, we're exploring the incredible world of AI-powered wireless implants, a technology that's turning this science fiction concept into a life-changing reality. The idea of using electricity to fight pain isn't brand new. It actually goes back to the 1960s with something called the gate control theory of pain. The theory was simple but brilliant. What if non-painful electrical signals could essentially run interference, closing the neurological gates that allow pain signals to reach the brain? This idea sparked a revolution, leading to the first spinal cord stimulation, or SCS, devices in 1967. These early gadgets were pretty clunky, but they were the pioneers of a whole new field called neuromodulation, the science of altering nerve activity with targeted electrical pulses. Over the next few decades, this technology went through a massive glow-up. The devices got smaller, rechargeable, and even MRI safe. The first fully implantable system popped up in 1981, building on pacemaker technology. By 2014, we had the first wireless SCS system, and the technology branched out, creating a whole family of targeted therapies. Spinal cord stimulation, or SCS, is still the most common. Surgeons place tiny electrodes along the spinal cord, and these electrodes deliver mild electrical pulses that scramble the pain signals. It's become a go-to treatment for things like failed back surgery syndrome. Then there's a more targeted approach called dorsal root ganglion, or DRG, stimulation. Think of the dorsal root ganglia as little traffic lights for pain signals located along your spine. By placing an implant right at one of these ganglia, you can treat very specific areas, like pain in a single foot or knee, with incredible precision. For pain in places like your shoulder, or even for chronic headaches, there's peripheral nerve stimulation, or PNS, which targets nerves outside of the brain and spinal cord. And for the most severe, intractable pain that nothing else can touch, there's deep brain stimulation, or DBS. This is the most invasive option, involving placing electrodes deep inside the brain itself. While it's more famous for treating movement disorders like Parkinson's, it's also a last resort for chronic pain. These technologies have been life-changers for many, but they all shared a fundamental limitation. They operated on a static model. A doctor would program the device, and while you might be able to turn the intensity up or down, the implant itself wasn't smart. It was just broadcasting a preset signal, unable to adapt to the fact that chronic pain isn't static. It ebbs and flows. It changes with your activity, your mood, your day. This is where artificial intelligence enters the story, and it completely changes the game. The real revolution is in creating what's called a closed-loop system. Instead of being a one-way street where the implant just sends out signals, AI creates a two-way conversation between the device and your nervous system. The implant can now sense your body's own biological signals, interpret them in real time, and automatically adjust the therapy. It's a continuous, personalized feedback loop. To see just how futuristic this gets, look at the work being done by researchers at the University of Southern California and UCLA. They've developed a flexible, wireless implant that is a stunning piece of engineering. First, it's completely wireless, with no internal battery. It's powered externally by a wearable ultrasound transmitter. Using something called the piezoelectric effect, the implant converts sound waves into the electrical energy it needs to work. This means no more surgeries just to replace a dead battery. But here's the AI magic. The system doesn't just treat pain, it actively assesses it. It continuously monitors your brainwaves through an EEG sensor. A machine learning model then analyzes these signals and can classify your pain into different levels: slight, moderate, or extreme, with what they report as nearly 95% accuracy. Once the AI understands your pain level, it automatically tells the wearable transmitter to adjust the therapy. The implant then delivers the exact amount of electrical stimulation needed to quiet those pain signals. It's not just blocking pain, it's creating a perfectly tailored, self-adapting response to your body's needs in that exact moment. While this incredible device is still in the research phase, this AI-driven approach is already hitting the market. The medical tech company Nevro recently launched its HFX IQ spinal cord stimulation system. They bill it as the only SCS system powered by AI. It uses data from thousands of other patients, combined with your own feedback, to recommend and create customized therapy programs for you. It constantly learns and adapts, taking the guesswork out of finding the right settings. AI is also being used in other amazing ways. Machine learning can now analyze patient data to predict who is most likely to benefit from one of these implants, which helps avoid unnecessary procedures. It can also fine-tune the millions of possible settings on a deep brain stimulator, a process that used to be a long, frustrating trial and error for doctors. AI is even helping design the implants themselves, using CT scans and X-rays to create customized fits for a patient's unique anatomy. But as with any technology this powerful, we have to talk about the challenges and the ethical questions. These are not small hurdles. First, there's cost and accessibility. These are highly advanced, expensive devices. How do we make sure that anyone who could benefit from a silent healer can actually get one, regardless of their income or where they live? Then there's the huge issue of data privacy and security. An implant that is constantly collecting and transmitting your most sensitive health data, your real-time pain levels, your neural activity, is a very attractive target for hackers. We need ironclad encryption and security to protect patients from having their own bodies turned against them. We also have to confront algorithmic bias. AI models learn from the data they're trained on. If that data isn't diverse, if it mostly comes from one demographic group, the AI might not work as well for others. This could accidentally make health disparities even worse. And what about control? As these devices become more autonomous, who is ultimately in charge? The patient needs to understand exactly how the AI works and what data it's collecting. And if an AI makes a mistake that causes harm, who is responsible? The manufacturer? The doctor? The software itself? These are complex legal and ethical mazes we have to navigate carefully. The architects of this new age of relief are a mix of brilliant academic minds and forward-thinking companies. Universities like USC, UCLA, Rice, and Baylor are pushing the science forward. In the commercial world, you have medical device giants like Medtronic, Abbott, and Boston Scientific, who are all integrating AI into their platforms. And they're joined by specialized pioneers like Nevro and even boundary-pushing startups like Neuralink and Synchron, who are developing even more advanced brain-computer interfaces. We are at the dawn of an era where bioelectronic medicine is moving beyond just treating symptoms. We are creating intelligent, adaptive therapies that can learn the very language of an individual's pain. The goal is a future where these silent healers are no longer just implants, but active, intelligent partners in our health, responding with a quiet, precise, and unwavering whisper of relief. A future where millions of people can finally reclaim their lives from the grip of chronic pain. Thank you for tuning in to G Fun Facts Online. Join us next time as we explore another piece of our amazing future.